So this is the second part.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Okay, so now we figured out that we actually have so much more to talk about before we start with the practical video appliance.
We put a clock here because we talk too much.
No, we actually get a food delivery because we learned today that it's so important for artists to have regular meals, not skipping meals, so we're very sensitive and we're supporting local vendors.
Okay, yeah, okay. So cut the stuff. Let's go straight to the point. So I wanted to talk with you about something that I deal with that in the past, and maybe you can say something or about this and maybe prevent for the future. It's like the topic burnout, like exhausting, working way too much overtime, and then come to a point when you're just flat and out of order. So maybe you can say something to prevent that point.
I think it's more tricky than for people who are under financially safer work conditions. Because when we look at the structure of human life in general, that we need emotional connection, we need financial security, we need housing, and we need health. And so when we are constantly facing a situation of financial insecurity in the art world, or also in the world of being this kind of physician, Ayurvedic physician, for instance, that shifts our stress to a level very often that is just not healthy anymore. But there's not much one can do about this. One can always just say, okay, we can rely here on a quite functional social system. But the reason why somebody is burning oneself out is also beyond what we would say this is a childhood imprint of constant not being good enough, so you have to prove yourself, therefore you're overdoing.
Pressure, like having pressure to deliver.
Yeah. So these kind of imprints really lead a lot of people to burnout, even when they are in secure housing, wealth, and other positions. But for an artist, it is always this threat. Sometimes one should also consider that maybe a traumatic experience could have led to a situation where they feel better under constant stress than in a moment of security, because that's also a trauma response. That threat is something that is considered normal, while a so-called normal situation seems boring, flat, not interesting at all. So it is very complex, and I think for every person one has to find maybe a different moment where it comes from the overworking to exhaustion to becoming dysfunctional, because burnout is then really when it's dysfunctional. When we would say the burnout is basically also another saying for a severe type of depression, where you have really burned down everything that has given you spark and glow and light. You throw all this in because you had to surrender it all at some point. So we have to look at every person from a different angle. Is this from competition, or is this from really saving up for basic needs, like housing and financial security and health? So what would you consider for yourself? Have you ever experienced a situation where you say, this is a burnout where I don't see any light anymore, where I feel it is my work, or it is my social relationship, or it is my financial relationship? Or what would you consider that this was a point? Did you experience this, and what do you feel helped you out of that situation?
I realized that I have a burnout when I slept overtime, like until 11.
Okay.
And didn't want to get out of the bed, and everything was dark. I mean, actually, I like it, but in this case, it was not a positive darkness. It was like okay, I don't wanna work. I don't wanna talk. I just want to stay somehow in this environment, like at home. So I don't know.
Did anything matter for you then in this moment?
Not really, because it was kind of empty.
Yeah.
But was it was paradox, because on one hand it was empty, but on the other side it was like so much going on, but I couldn't process it because it was too much.
And did you feel that somebody could just come through to you in this darkness with some like, hey man, you know, what would you feel would have been a good help in that situation? When you look back, it's not that positive talking, you know, it's going to be better soon and don't give up and do this and that.
That doesn't work for me. I'm not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work for anyone.
Yeah.
But people do that. That's why I'm asking you. Can you remember that moment when that succeeded?
Yeah, of course. But I'm not a good company, and I know people reach out to me and like, hey, let's do something, and I was like rejecting it because hey, I don't want to talk. I don't want to see anyone. I just want to be around with nothing, you know, just silence and emptiness and darkness and going back to bed. And
you felt that was scary, or that was relieving, or how could you just describe that? Because maybe some other people who are listening to that can relate to that, and we're not aware of. Maybe that's a burnout.
Yeah. So I'm a weird person. So I kind of like it because I like this mood, because I used to work with this darkness, but in this case I couldn't find a way out. So when I work with this darkness and this scary topics and sensitive topics and stuff like this, I always find a way out of this. But in this case, I couldn't find a way out, and I was like rejecting all my friends, like, okay, stay away. I need this space now for me, and I actually can't remember how I get out of it. So I don't know. I can't explain. So there's no real explanations how long. I can't even remember how long this phase was. I don't know if it was a few days or a week or a month or a couple. Yeah. So I don't know.
We were all very worried, and it was really hard to get through, because you also had absolutely no interest in our inspirational language.
Yeah. Yes. Also like
motivation.
Motivation, like
language,
like simple things like eating, like my food behavior. I love to eat, so but it's like either I eat shit in that time or I eat nothing, and it's just like, okay, that's not good.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and from the Ayurvedic point of view, it's to treat burnout is really take it very, very seriously. That's the first thing, not to deny it or just give the impression that the person often themselves says, "Oh, I'm too weak, you know, for this world. I'm meaningless, you know." And you can't just instill meaning like that. But the only thing that you can really always provide is a sense of connection, and then slowly, what we did with the patients suffering from severe burnout, there were some who really had to stop their car on a highway because they were so terrified of doing a single step. So some of them experience more symptoms of severe anxiety, breathlessness, palpitations, sweating. Some people experience what you said, that everything is dark, there is no way out. And that's why you have to really treat this in this way, that first thing is you reassure that you're there, you check in as a therapist, you constantly check in with these people, even if they think you're completely annoying. Yeah. And then you establish that, what you mentioned earlier, to maintain a routine, even if it feels meaningless. But but the basic part is also to really discuss what has been meaningful before that in your life. What is actually your real meaning in life? Do you have a meaning in life? What is, you suddenly really starting discussions from scratch about what matters and why we are here. It's not just this exhaustion, but it is really, do I feel that I can provide something that is so unique that a lot of people need that I'm around?
Recently a friend, she asked me like, how do you relax? And my answer was as simple as difficult, because it was like, I need to work. I need to do what I always do. Like this is relaxing for me. Like painting, photography, or doing the music business stuff, or even playing music by myself. Like, okay, that's what relaxes me. Like, but it's also work and exhausting. But I feel relief in that. But it's kind of paradox.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's something that is so important in your life that makes your life worth living. It's not something to just a time pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why this is very similar to the work that I'm doing, that I say that just attracts all my attention and makes every day worth living, because there's always something that I find fascinating, that I feel I made a change. My life on that day was important. And I think that's something that also you transmit, because when you connect to people via your paintings or via your music or via your videos, it's always that their life is also affected by you. It's not that you are doing something that feels kind of meaningless. And for some people, it's really hard when they are in job situations where you don't really get a meaning out of that. With us, it is quite dangerous, because if meaning is too much connected to being able to perform, and then at some point disease can hit or other personal issues can hit, and then this part is taken away. So one also has to create a meaning that is beyond that is just connected to the work. And that's something that we always need to establish in our life over time. So what is it? What is that particular texture that really makes my life livable?
I think you have to come to the point that you say it's okay to say no to other people. Like
that's also an interesting part, to protect yourself, to protect your vision.
It's too much. I can only talk for me. I already give everything for any project or whatever. So, but at some point you have to realize, okay, you have to say no, because here are some boundaries or some health boundaries that I have to set up, and maybe it will push some people away, but yeah, it's like self-protection.
Yeah, and also there's something when people start bargaining to say no to that, because it is then easily devaluation of the work where you actually had set your own boundaries and rules beforehand. And so the saying no, I think it's a very, very important part, because with art and also with healing, there's always this, you're bridging, you're reaching out to people, you're exposing yourself very much. And then saying no for some people comes as a shock. Yeah. Because also they know that we are kind of depending on them. But to just also feel, no, we're not that much depending on you in particular. Because without me being there and being healthy and being just stable, there is not this other part of you that can just exploit.
Oh, you said it so beautiful. Yeah, it's true. But you know, it's easy said. It's like, you have to say no. of course there are financial aspects of this, like okay, maybe you will lose some money when you say no, or you lose the network because people are okay, he said no, okay, we pass this guy in the future.
He's so much superior, he thinks
diva, whatever. But
yeah.
I think it's like you have to have balls to say, okay, it's...
I was just using the word spine in that context. It just came to my mind, but I get what you mean.
Balls. No, serious.
Because we're talking about posture.
It's like, yeah, you have to be honest to yourself. It's like, okay, hey, I can't. So that you also admit to yourself, hey, I can't anymore. It's like, okay, I set the rules now. So it's like, okay, here's the line. Please accept it. Most of the time, people like they appreciate the honesty. Like okay, yeah, give him some time because we know he works good or whatever. We come back together at a different time. So cool.
I was just thinking of people from that wellness and new age culture. Have certain beliefs that I, as a therapist, don't agree to. This is just, you attract that, what you send out. It's not that, because from my experience, if an artist says no, it sometimes can be so violently cutting him off from his network.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So even if that person is now, let's say, authentic to his own needs and therefore is going to attract others. No, it can be a disaster. Yeah, we never know what's coming out of it. It's not that because we are particularly having a certain belief that now suddenly everything in the universe will fall according to it. Yeah. But we can be assured that the more we start exploiting ourselves, this is a spiral down. That I can assure. The more you ignore your physical needs, your own health, your own mental well-being, the more you will lose it at some point.
Yeah, and then you end up in a dark room and you can't get out because you're stuck in it.
Yeah.
So I think there are different, but maybe many ways to have a healthy life structure. Also, when it comes down to engage with people, like talk to people, like that you from time to time need some space for yourself to recover because work is exhausting, and I think communication is a big key,
and self-reflection.
Yeah,
and communication and self-reflection, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's so easy to cheat on yourself, like I'm doing fine. And then in a communication, somebody says, you're complete rubbish. Your beliefs and how your lifestyle is, this is not working. You're just really cheating on yourself by making yourself believe everything is fine.
It's funny that you say this because, okay, now I'm totally honest. So the thing is, when people ask me, hey, Dan, how's it going? How's life? I completely ignore that. I go around it and was like, hey, how are your kids doing? How's work doing? I completely avoid to answer this because
maybe you also want to avoid to give the question back and they suddenly open up.
Yeah, it's like most of the time people actually don't care. They don't want to know. They just want to start a conversation. Hey, how's it going? How's life? Blah blah blah. And then you want to talk, and then the people are already turn around or at the next topic. So and I realized years ago that I completely avoid the question. I was like, okay, and my way to deal with that. So regarding what you said, like before,
But so to say no, there is something that is very important. Everybody should make themselves some self-reflective note. Is okay. So when do I feel the urgency, the necessity, the push to say no? What does it need me to say no? And what happens if this no gets ignored? So one thing is my rule. So if somebody starts bargaining about my price in a disrespectful way, or if I get too much under time pressure, which is like an illusion that I could ever deliver in that time, or I get a project that I say this is not congruent with my ethics and morals at all. So what does it take for me to say no? And what happens really the very minute somebody starts bending? So then this is the moment from my rule where I say no, and then the next thing is my boundary, where I say I take a consequence out of that the person was trampling over me. So now I go no contact, I increase my price, I have other measures. And this is something where you as a person define your own rules and you stick to them. But first find out, why is the rule existing at all? For instance, coming from the yoga. So if I would tell a yoga student, let's say a 5-year-old, not 5-year-old, but a 5-year yoga student, I say, do a headstand. And the person says no. I'm like, okay, why no? And then there could be a lot of reasoning. First thing, I don't have the skills. I don't know how to do that. And I'm doing this for you or doing this for me. There might be so many reasons. But the thing is that in yoga, we get trained to analyze why we go into rejection and why we go into deflecting on dismissing something. Is that to protect ourselves or to feel superior? That's why I don't want to go there. So what is really the topic behind when I say no? It is something from my childhood that I'm projecting on now to the other person. Is it something that is meaningful, something that is not negotiable? What actually takes me to say no? And this is the core point of your existence and of your meaning. That's your own value. That's your self-worth.
Best last words. Serious. I couldn't agree more. So.
Okay, so then we continue and with the next topic after our meal.
Dinner.
Wishing everybody good meal too.
Maybe I come back.
Love to. Okay, thank you very much. It was
Thank
lovely.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.